Sam McQuaig, Ford number 24, and Cale Yarborough, Ford number 27, to grab first and second spot, with Derringer breathing hard on their necks. Lorenzen's 10 seconds back, waiting. These Chargers have everything going for them: nerve, enthusiasm, and first-rate equipment. McQuaig's doing what we all dream about, leading the pack in his second Darlington race. Yarborough's trying to pass. They're in deep trouble. Cale Yarborough's over the wall. He never even touched the guardrails. He sailed down that 40-foot slope. McQuaig slides through the infield. Leroy Yarborough was clipped as he tried to avoid the collision. His trunk lid was torn off. Sure glad I wasn't close when it happened. The pit crews, half a mile away, know something's wrong, but no one knows what. That's McQuaig's crew hoping that Sam will come around, but knowing deep in their souls that he should be here by now. Cale Yarborough's mechanic, Banjo Matthews, listens to the broadcast of the race, hoping for news. That car he so carefully put together lies at the bottom of a hill, 100 feet outside the guardrail. There's no word yet on Cale. The announcer has him in sight. Cale's okay. The news goes on the pit board for the rest of us. Mighty good to know. Leroy Yarborough, no relation to Cale, parks it. Too battered to race. He'd pushed his Chevy right up there with the leaders. Sam McQuaig's all right. You can imagine how he feels. 1 minute leading the race and almost counting that $20,000 first place money. Then half a minute later, he's awarded 29th position in prize money of $575. Even so, he's a lucky fella. Even luckier is Cale Yarborough. Not a scratch. I sail through the air like an astronaut, he said.
The construction of the cars make a difference. Let's go back 1965. Cale Yarborough. Watch him. Over the wall. The 1965 Southern 500.
Well, it felt about like those astronauts been up in space 8 days. It felt about like 8 days I was up there, too.
How far did the car go, Cale?
Oh, I don't know. Must have went 200 yards.
And did you have any injuries at all?
No, none whatsoever. I was lucky.
When something happens, it happens so fast. If you blow a tire and hit the wall, it's just instant. You know, you don't have time to think about, well, this could be it. This is going to be the end. But one particular time in my early career down in Darlington, South Carolina, I was racing with Sam McQuaig. He and I both were young race drivers, and we were eager to get at it. And we went into, I tried several laps to pass Sam, and would get up by him and almost up by him, and he would turn in down in turn one, and I'd back out and let him go. One particular time I got completely up by him going down the front stretch, and I says, well, I got him, you know. So we both went off in the corner, and I didn't have him. So we tangled just a little bit, and my car got completely airborne. It just went up in there, over his car, completely over the guardrail. Didn't even touch the guardrail now, and it's about 30 feet, 25 or 30 feet down that embankment on the other side. So here I was going in that corner, probably back then 150 miles an hour, airborne. Now you got time to think. now here I am flying out over the guardrail, and it's quiet, and all I could see were those hundreds of cars parked out in that parking lot out there. But it happened pretty quick, you know. But and the car got airborne and kind of turned up sideways, and I looked down and I saw grass, and I knew it wasn't any grass on that racetrack, so I knew that I was in trouble. But that thing sailed out over that guardrail and down the other side, and it hit nose first, and it went end over end over end over end, and ended up leaning up against. I was there. Listen, I know how many times I went.
I was watching on TV. That was one of the first races I remember ever watching on TV. And it was on ABC, Wide World of Sports, I think it was at that
time.
Still is. Yeah, buddy. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Well, I couldn't either. Yeah, I couldn't believe this thing's going out of the racetrack, out in the parking lot.
I've never seen a car do that.
But luckily, you know, I came out of it all right. But that was one time, yes, I did have time to think, well, when this thing does hit, it could be the end.